Imagine being a little girl and your own mom is on social media smear campaigning you.
Imagine having a child so violent that you have to sleep with your bedroom door locked. Imagine being scared of your own kid. Now imagine asking for help at age 3, at age 5, again at age 7, and again and again and again, and begging professionals for help. Schools, doctors, literally anyone who would listen to me. Only to be told, oh, it's a phase. She needs more structure. Oh, you mean the 10 therapy appointments a month, the daily med logs, the behavior charts all over my house? I am the damn structure. It's crazy because now that she's 12 and completely out of control after I've reached out and begged and begged and begged and begged for resources and help for my child because I could tell where we were heading. Now she's too violent for placement. She's too out of control. She doesn't show empathy. She hurts everyone around her. She's too violent to be around her siblings. I literally told everyone this from the beginning, and no one listened. The system is reactive, not preventive, and that's why families like mine are drowning. So here I am telling the internet because people who were supposed to help me and care didn't. If I was to keep her in my household, I'm a monster. But if I give her up, I'm a monster. Where exactly is the right choice in that? And if you think you can do better, I hope to God you never have to find out. You don't know this kind of parenting until you're sobbing on the floor after you've had to restrain your child for the safety of her siblings, as well as herself. So broken until you've been ignored for years. So, with that being said, where do we turn? What advice do you guys have? I'm curious.
Before I add feedback on this video, I want to play another one because it's important. There's actually a few things. And I hope that you caught the part where she was saying this child was a problem from the beginning, age 3, out of control. And that actually people were telling her that the child needed stability, for example. And this person's platform is filled. I'm not even covering her. She can, I want this account reported and removed. I'm not sending anybody out there. I'm just saying I'm reporting it because this is abusive. And it's not just abusive to the child she kicked out. So her whole platform, or a big chunk of it, is I kicked my 11-year-old out. I kicked my 9-year-old out. So I guess the child would come back and she'd kick the child out again. And in a way that she's snarky and proud of it and even laughs at times. Her emotions are out of whack when she's talking about, oh, look, it's been so hard, right? But she doesn't look like it's so hard. And look, I'm not the emotions police, right? We process things in different ways. However, when you look at this person and you see what she's doing, she is getting off on outing her little girl. She is. She's got that, I know the smirk. I grew up underneath this smirk. And I'm grateful for the fact that my mother didn't have access to a platform to do this to me. Mothers who love their children put cover over them. Mothers who are healthy and love their children put cover over them. They would never, ever think to exploit their child like this. They wouldn't. But somebody who's an absolute piece of garbage, who doesn't care anything about the well-being of their child, she's not asking for help. She's not out here going, I'm having a big struggle with my child and, there's some mental health issues. What are some resources you guys use? No, she's out there saying that this child is a danger to the household beginning at the age of 3. This is not that, right? Okay, I'm going to play you some more because I said I was going to. I'm just really... I find this devastating.
Let's talk about my child that I won't let live in my household. Yep, I said it. I have a child who doesn't live in my home. And before you get your panties in a wad, let me break it down for you. I fought like hell. CPS, therapists, psychiatrists. So things that I noticed when she was around the age 3 is her inability to self-soothe, her inability to regulate her emotions, the fact that she never slept. She would destroy everything in her path. She would tear things up, and not just typical 3-year-old getting into stuff, tearing things up. It was like super excessive. If you told her no, she would literally lose her mind. Wow, Nikki, it is so wonderful to see you here. You are my daughter's aunt who has been nothing but unkind and rude to me since you met me. You've never offered any type of support. Never. Instead, only judged me and called me names and, anything to put me down. The only thing that you've ever done for me is you called DHS on me instead of offering a hand, because you were mad that I said the same thing that you're saying about your brother right now, that he's a deadbeat loser. Yeah, I said the same thing and you called DHS on me. That's funny. The internet is well aware, but she actually isn't living with him right now because he's in jail. I don't know if you knew that. Unfortunately, CPS made this recommendation that Briley lives with your mom because, she is very violent and hurts her siblings.
I thought she kicked her daughter out. Did you catch it? CPS intervened, and instead of taking the child into just regular foster care, they did kinship. So they gave the child, made the recommendation, right, to place the child with the grandmother. And she's the queen of stability here, yet this poor child has a father in jail who's also apparently a deadbeat. And I'm going to go deadbeat times 2 here. I'm just appalled. I want this person offline, like forever. I wish that a judge would catch on to this and impose a gag order that she's not to talk about her minor child this way online. Like, this is horrific. Absolutely horrific. But wait, there's more. And I think this is actually the worst part, the worst video of all of them. And I'll tell you why in just a second. I'm using my phone, but you're seeing it here, right?
I kicked my daughter out of my household when she was 9 years old. She's currently 12 and still does not live in our household full time. To clear up the rumors and the comments and the crazy things, she lives with biological dad and dad's mom, so grandma and grandpa. A lot of people want to scream that violence and her symptoms don't come from nothing, that she was surely abused or neglected and all of these things. But I'm here to tell you that that is false. We currently have quite a few diagnoses for her, and she is scheduled to be tested again for autism in July. I do want you guys to know that while I was pregnant with her, it was before I was even 18, but she had a 2-vesseled umbilical cord, which deprived her of oxygen, and she did stop growing at 32 weeks. I carried her until 39 weeks, and she came out weighing 5 pounds, 4 ounces. She was a little bitty thing. Doctors have told us that that could be the cause of a lot of her issues, is the lack of oxygen she got.
Being 17 and having her couldn't be at the root of any of them. I was 17 with my first daughter, not throwing shade here. But let's face it, as a 17-year-old, I was not only a child, I was an emotionally immature trauma survivor child. Much like this young woman. Much like her. There's other videos where she's talking about, how many stepfathers she had. I don't remember how many. I also had a similar experience. So I get kind of where she's coming from, but at the same time, at no point in time does she take any ownership or accountability. She's just saying the kid is rotten and born this way and all of these things. But here's where the wheels have fallen off the bus. The little face that I covered is her little boy. So she is making TikTok videos talking about how she kicked out this little boy's older sibling, whom clearly he must know. What do you think that's doing to him emotionally? And she is completely like, doesn't matter. Does she tell him, I would never kick you out, baby, you're a good little boy? Does she tell him, be a good boy or I'll kick you out too? Do you see where I'm going with this? All roads lead back to her. And likely violence that occurred in her household. It sounds like there was something with her ex-husband. I'm also a domestic violence survivor. I'm not victim shaming here. I'm mom shaming, mother shaming. She's not a mom. I'm mother shaming. She's not protecting her child. She's not serving her child. She's serving herself. Oh, and here, like, I'm just going to leave you with this little tidbit. Comment in on what you think about when you see her little boy. Obviously, I've covered his face. I'm protecting somebody else's child because she can't protect her own child. Like, you piece of human garbage. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with this little thing here. Ready? Little tidbit. Day one of trying to raise enough money to pay my car off so I don't have to go back to work and I can be more present for my mentally ill child's treatment. She needs me. No, biatch, she does not. She lives with her grandparents. Current balance, she put that on there as you can see. I lost my job because I attended her IEP meeting and they told me I have too many personal things going on in my life, aka my daughter. I'm just going to leave it right here. I think she's said enough for all of us to know that her daughter is her victim, that she is not, and she is not the victim of her child.